Hello children, how are you all? Welcome to online edu classes. Today we are going to learn chapter number 2, Fractions and Decimals, part 7. Children, in the previous class we have learnt about fractions and the different types of fractions. Today in this class we'll be learning a special type of fractions called decimals. Children, what type of numbers are these? What type of numbers are these? Yes, they are called fractional numbers or fractions. They are called fractional numbers or fractions. Now children, please observe the fractions on the left hand side and the right hand side of the vertical line. Observe the fractions on the left hand side and the right hand side of the vertical line. What do you all observe, children? Yes, the fractions on the right hand side have 10, 100, 1000 as their denominators. The fractions on the right hand side have 10, 100, 1000 as their denominators. Such fractions are called decimal fractions. Such fractions are called decimal fractions, and today we are going to learn about decimal fractions. Did you all understand, children? Children, now we are going to learn the definition of decimal numbers. Fractions where the denominators are raised to the powers of 10. Powers of 10, which means the denominators should be either 10 or 100 or 1000 or 10,000, etc. are called decimal fractions or numbers. What are they, children? Fractions where the denominators are raised to the powers of 10, which means the denominator should be either 10 or 100 or 1000 or 10,000, etc. are called decimal fractions or numbers. Understood, children? Now let us see an example. Let us see an example. 1 by 10 is called a decimal fraction. 1 by 10 is called a decimal fraction. Dividing 1 by 10 is shown in the division. Dividing 1 by 10 is shown in the division. Now children, can we divide a smaller number by a bigger number? Can we divide a smaller number by a bigger number? No. So when the dividend is smaller than the divisor, we just put 0 on the top. We just put 0 on the top, or the quotient is 0. Or the quotient is 0. Now we are going to learn a new type of division. We are going to learn a new type of division. Let us see here, children. When we cannot divide a smaller number by a bigger number, we put a point after 0. We put point after 0, that is on the right hand side. We are going to put one small point on the right hand side of 0, and then we are going to add 1 0 in the dividend. We are going to add 1 0 in the dividend, that is after 1. We are going to add 1 0 in the dividend, that is on the right hand side of 1. Now children, can we divide 10 by 10? Yes, we can divide 10 by 10. It is equal to 1. It is equal to 1. Now children, this 0.1 is the quotient of 1 by 10. This 0.1 is the quotient of 1 by 10. That means the decimal fraction 1 by 10 can be written as 0.1. Can be written as 0.1, and this point is called the decimal point. This point is called the decimal point. Understood, children? And the answer, that is 0.1, is called 1/10. 0.1 is called 1/10. Understood, children? Children, let us take another example. That is 1 by 100. 1 by 100 is a decimal fraction. Now let us divide 1 by 100. Can we divide a smaller number by a bigger number? No. So we are going to put a decimal point in the quotient. That is, after 0 we are going to put a decimal point. So now let us see the next step of division. So when we add one 0 here, so in the dividend it will become 10. In the dividend it is going to become 10. But children, can we divide 10 by 100? No, we cannot divide 10 by 100 because the dividend is smaller than the divisor. So again we are going to put 0 in the quotient. We are going to put 0 in the quotient. Now see the third step here. After the After this 0, again we are going to add one more 0. Children, as in the previous slide I have told you, after the decimal point, I can add as many zeros I want in the dividend. I can add as many zeros I want in the dividend. Now, 100, I'm having 100 in the dividend. So if I'm going to divide 100 by 100, I'm going to get 1 as the quotient. I'm going to get 1 as the quotient. So 100 minus 100 is equal to 0. That means the quotient of 1 by 100 is 0.01. Here 1 by 100 is the decimal fraction and 0.01 is the decimal number. It is called 100. It is called 100. Now let us take another example, that is 1 by 1000. 1 by 1000 is a decimal fraction. In the same way, let us try to divide. So we cannot divide 1 by 1000 because 1 is a smaller number than 1000. Now in the same way, as I have told you all, that after putting the decimal point, I can add as many zeros I want. Now since there are 3 zeros here after 1, so I am going to put 3 zeros after 1 here in the dividend. Now 1000 by 1000 is equal to 1. 1000 divided by 1000 is equal to 1. So 1000 minus 1000 is equal to 0. That means the quotient of 1 by 1000 is 0.001. And 1 by 1000 is a decimal fraction and 0.001 is the decimal number. And it is called 1000. It is called 1000. Understood, children? Children, I put it in a tabular form what we have learned in the previous slide. So the decimal fraction is given by 1 by 10 and so decimal number is given by 0.1 and the number name is given by 1/10. In the same way, the decimal fraction 1 by 100 is given by 0.01 as a decimal number and the name of it is 100. In the same way, 1 by 1000, which is a decimal fraction, it is equal to 0.001 as a decimal number and the name of it is 1000. Understood, children? You can see another few more examples or the diagrammatic examples here. 0.6 means it is 6 by 10. That means 6 parts out of 10 equal parts are shaded here. So it is called 6 tenths. It is called 6 tenths. Understood, children? This is how we are going to name a decimal number. So 0.6, it is same as 6 by 10. So we call it as 6 tenths. Understood? In the other diagram, we can see 6 parts are shaded. 6 parts are shaded. So it is given by 0.06. That means there are 100 equal parts. Out of 100 equal parts, 6 parts are shaded. So it is given by 0.06 or 6 by 100 or 6 by 100 and the name of it is given by 600. It is given by 600. In the same way, 0.006 can be written as 6 by 1000 or it is named as 6000. Understood, children? Children, we are going to see some diagrammatic representation of decimal fractions. So let us see. So here we are having 1 by 10, which is a decimal fraction. But 1 by 10 means one part is shaded out of 10 equal parts. But we know, children, 1 by 10 is equal to 0.1. Now, how to represent 7 by 10? We know 7 by 10 is also a decimal fraction. That means 7 parts are shaded out of 10 equal parts. Now, how to write this 7 by 10 as a decimal number? Children, it is very easy. So, see here, how many zeros are there in 10? There is 1 0 here. So we have to move or shift one place or shift the decimal point from the right to the left by 1 place. Understood, children? So here the decimal number is given by 0.7. The decimal number is given by 0.7. Now you see the third fraction here. It is 18 by 100. It is 18 by 100 and it is also a decimal fraction. 18 by 100 means 18 parts are shaded out of 100 equal parts. Now children, see how many zeros are there? In 100 there are 2 zeros here. So we will shift the decimal point from the right hand side 2 places towards the left. From the right we are moving 2 places towards the left. Understood, children? So the decimal number is given by 0.18. So the decimal number is given by 0.18. Did you all understand, children? Children, consider the decimal number 258.48. So the point is called the decimal point and the number which is towards the left of the decimal point is called the whole number part. That is 258 is the whole number part and the number which is towards the right of the decimal point is called the fractional part. So 48 is the fractional part. So we can see in the given diagram. So 8 is in the ones place, 5 is in the tens place and 2 is in the hundreds place. Since we can see there are 2 hundreds, 5 tens and 8 ones. So these places, that is ones, tens, hundreds, are towards the left of the decimal point. And here we have tens place, hundreds place. That means tens and hundreds place are towards the right of the decimal point. It is towards the right of the decimal point. So there are 4 tens. 4 tens means 4 parts out of 10 parts are shaded here. 8 hundreds means 8 parts out of 100 parts are shaded here. So the number is read as 258.48. Children, this point or the decimal point acts as a separator. It separates the whole number part from the fractional part. It separates the whole number part from the fractional part. Understood, children? Children, let us study the decimal place value chart. Let us study the decimal place value chart. Here, the point is called the decimal point. The point is called the decimal point. And the number which is towards the left of the decimal point, it is called the whole number part. And the number which is towards the right of the decimal point is called the fractional part. And the places in the whole number parts are ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and so on. And the places in the fractional part is given by tens, hundreds, thousands. Tens means it is 1 by 10. Hundreds means it is 1 by 100. Thousands means it is 1 by 1000. Children, did you all notice when we move from left to right, when we move from left to right, that is when we move the places from the left to right, the place value or the value of the place decreases 10 times. The value decreases 10 times. That is when we divide 1000 by 10, we get 100. And when we divide 100 by 10, we get 10. And when we divide 10 by 10, we get 1. Now, when we divide 1 by 10, we will get 1 by 10. And when we divide 1 by 10 by 10, we get 1 by 100. And when we divide 1 by 100 by 10, we get 1 by 1000. That means the place values decreases 10 times as we move from left to right. When we move from left to right. Did you all understand, children? Is it clear to you all? Children, there are 2 ways of reading a decimal number. So for example, it is 85.64. 85.64. Here 85 is the whole number part. To make a difference from the whole number, we cannot read this as 64. We have to read it as 64. So one way of reading the decimal number is 85.64. Understood, children? The other way of reading the decimal number is 85 and 64 hundredths. Why? 6 is in the tens place and 4 is in the hundredths place. So it is 85 and 64 hundredths. The second number is 2.452. 2.452. And the second way of reading this number is 2 and 452 thousandths. 452 thousandths. Since 4 is in the tens place, 5 is in the hundredths place, and 2 is in the thousands place. Did you all understand, children? Is it clear? Children, now let us read this number. It is 17.591 thousandths. It is 17.591 thousandths, or it is simply 17.591. Children, you can see here as we move towards the left, the value of the places increases by 10 times. But as we move towards the right, that is from left to right, it decreases by 10 times. It decreases by 10 times. Is it clear, children? Here. And then let us take another example and read this number. We have 1 in the 10,000s place, 2 in the thousands place, 3 in the hundreds place, 4 in the tens place, 5 in the ones place, 6 in the tens place, 7 in the hundreds place, 8 in the thousands place. So the number is read as 12,345 and 678 thousandths. Understood, children? Is it clear to you all? Thank you, children. Have a nice time.